everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, buddy? You all right?
Yeah, mate, I'm hanging in there. You know, the usual. How about yourself, mate?
Same, yeah. It's nearly the end of the week, which is good. I look like a final boss from Ibiza. I need a haircut, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good, mate. At my end,
First
so, yeah,
boss, you mean?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Final boss. You ain't
final
even the
boss.
Rock, mate.
I know. Did you see? Have you seen him though? Have you seen him going viral? That guy with that haircut.
Oh yeah.
Ridiculous. Anyway, if you haven't seen him, go just write in Ibiza final boss. You'll find him on socials. Anyway, sponsors for the podcast this week. Obviously, I know as always, Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast. Their sponsor for the cup and coming season. Best of luck to them. I know they lost out in the FA Cup preliminary round. So yeah, there's always next year. Oddballs.com, myoddballs.com. You can go across to them and find our gear on there, pants, socks, hats, you name it, it's all on there. If you want one before you go to Madrid, or if you go into any games this season, you want to rock a pair of boxers with Scouse's face on it, myhotballs.com, that's where you need to go.
You definitely don't want that, mate.
No, you don't. Also sponsored by Fusion Therapeutics. You can find them at northwich-physio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatment with a focus on holistic care. They're dedicated to improve your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. The team offers specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013. You can book online and the team will be happy to advise you further on this affordable treatment solution. I hear that it is now being touted that Fusion Therapeutics is Alexander Isak's own private physio clinic, as far as I was aware. So, go and give them a shout. Go and give them a look. Also, bleedingburgundy.com. You can go over there and check that out. Any writing on there. Jesse's just put up a decent article about training camp. So, go and give that a look if you prefer to read about the Commanders rather than get your content online. Hello, everyone who is in the chat. Jesse, Rod, thank you for being with us, mate. We appreciate you being with us. News then, mate, as always. The vote has passed on the RFK Stadium. It passed, obviously, the day after we recorded. The bill is advanced by 9-3. There's still going to be a secondary vote by the council before being sent to Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser. Bowser negotiated the initial plan with the Commanders with Josh Harris in April. The team is contributing $2.7 billion to the city and investing roughly $1.1 billion for the stadium, housing, green space, sportsplex and land that's bordering the Anacostia River. Obviously, it's a fantastic achievement to get this far. One more formal vote, which is a formality. So, man, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it's another good sign, man. Another good sign. I can't wait for the final say, because until that's done and the contracts are signed, you can always
spade in the ground, mate.
Yeah, spade in the ground. Yeah,
I know exactly.
Yeah, from an old American Hicks and Gillette, I think it was, wasn't it?
It was Hicks and Gillette. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Spades in the ground is where you want to be.
Yeah, there'll be a spade in the ground, and then there was, and then nothing happened for ever again. So until those contracts are signed and sealed, delivered, I'm still a little bit like, yeah, okay, we're 90% there, but there's still got 10% to go. So yeah, until that's done, I'm still like a little like this really at the moment. But yeah, all good signs though.
Absolutely, it's a good sign, and it's one of them things that we need to go back to our original home. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly where we need to be in the district.
At the end of the day, Maryland for me that's Baltimore. That's Baltimore territory for me. That's not Washington. You know what I mean? I know it's part of CMP, but it's for me. Washington's Washington. It should be in Washington. You know. So.
Absolutely agree with you. The unofficial depth chart came out, mate. Now it is unofficial, and how much attention we would pay to this, I'm not so sure. Any real surprises from what you saw on them? And I'll go through it. We've got obviously wide receiver first.
Is that the one? It's interrupted there, mate. But is that the one that's got like 2023 and then 2024 on it and all that?
Yeah, it was bizarre. Yeah, it was bizarre.
That's the same one. It's the same list. Yeah. See what I mean? Like, how lazy is that from whoever that was who created that spreadsheet?
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? Like, just change the year. Like, that's taking what, 3 seconds? Come on, guys.
It's
Come on,
absolutely
guys.
crazy.
Laziness.
So wide receiver wise, it says first Terry McLaurin, then Michael Gallup second, then Chris Moore, then Michael Strachan. On the other side, it's Noah Brown, KJ Osborne, Jacoby Jones, and Braylon Sanders stroke Tay Martin. And then there's Debo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane, and Ja'Cory Brooks. A lot of wide receivers there to obviously look at. I mean, if we only took the first and seconds, that's probably where we're looking at. Left tackle wise, listed on here, you've got Laramie Tunsil as first, Foster Sorrell as second, Tyree Phillips and Lucas Niang, who's just joined us last week. Left guard, Brandon Coleman is one, Chris Paul is second, Julian Good-Jones is down as third. Centres, there's only two on the roster so far. It's Tyler Biadasz and Michael Dieter. Right guard, Sam Cosme, Nick Algretti and Timothy McKay. Tackle, right tackle, Andrew Wiley, Josh Conley Jr., Trent Scott and Bobby Hart. Tight end, you've got Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott and Cole Turner. Then the other tight end position, you've got John Bates, Colson Yankoff and Lawrence Cager. Then QB, Daniels, obviously, JD5, number one. Mariota is second. Josh Johnson, third. Sam Hartman, fourth. And then running backs, we've got 7. So it's B-Rob, Austin Eckler, Jerry McNichols, Christian Rodriguez, Krosky Merritt, Kaz Allen, and Demetric Felton. So that is the offense. I mean, what kind of stands out for you? Is there anything on the offense that you're thinking, hang on a minute, that doesn't really sit right? Or was there any standouts that you thought, actually, yeah, that's a bit weird?
I mean, I wouldn't say there was anything that kind of shocks me at that moment. There's going to be way more camp bodies at this moment right now than what it would be at the 53. So there's nothing that's wow. The only thing is like I would say that Wiley's been playing left guard. I know he's down as right tackle on that that list you mentioned there. But he has been playing left guard, and actually mentioned done quite okay. Supposedly, not seen any video because there's not much video out there, but what I've heard from the other people, Allegretti got beasted as usual.
Yeah, I mean we'll get into that in a second. I mean that's one of the things.
But then, I mean, I say for the rest of it, I mean Terry's obviously not there at the moment. Wide receiver one's now obviously been Debo, hasn't it? As he's been playing there at the moment. Which obviously messes up with the whole kind of listings really already. But to be fair, I say nothing really stands out to me there.
Not on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, defense-wise, D-end, Dietrich Wise, number one, then Cleveland Farrell, then Javonte Jean-Baptiste, and then Norrell Pollard. The other defensive end side, Dorrance Armstrong, Jalen Holmes, and Andre Jones Jr. D-tackle, Deron Payne, Eddie Goldman, Sheldon Dane, Ricky Barber. Then it's Javon Kinlaw, Jason Newton, and Carl Davis. And Vialmi Fahoko Jr. Then outside linebacker is Von Miller, Jacob Martin, and TJ Mauranga, who's our international pathway player. Then linebacker, Bobby Wagner, Jordan McGee, Kane Madrano, and Alex Coho. And then other linebacker side, you've got, so this is your will linebacker rather than middle. You've got Frankie Louvu, Nick Ballore, Dominic Hampton, and Cam Arnold. Corners, Marshawn Lattimore, Trey Amos, Mike Sanra still are your 3. Your backups to them are Bobby Price, Jonathan Jones, and Noah I. Then your backups to them are Kelvin Seymour and Carlin Viggers. And then there's a guy called Alan George. And then strong safety, Will Harris, Percy Butler, and Tyler Owens. Free safety, Quan Martin, Jeremy Reeves, Ben Nickel. So, I mean, again, 90 men, a lot of these are going to get cut. You probably have to look at the first and seconds.
I think first and seconds are probably going to be the guys staying, and then the rest of them are going to be like fighting for 1 or 2 spots available.
Absolutely.
The whole
Absolutely agree.
Oh.
And then punter, obviously, Tress Way, kicker, Matt Gay, holder, Tress Way, long snapper, Tyler Ott, set in stone. And then kick returner was a bit of a weird one. Kick returner is Austin Eckler, followed by Luke McCaffrey, followed by Demetric Felton, followed by Kaz Allen. Then punt returner is KJ Osborne, followed by Jalen Lane, then Demetric Felton, then Kaz Allen. Now, Kime said on his pod Do not take that as read. Jaden Lane will be the punt returner. He's played punt returner all camp, so don't take KJ Osborne as the punt returner. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, no real standouts from either defense or special teams. The only ones that I did look on that and think, oh, they've maybe made a step up, or what I can see was a step up, was Colson Yankoff. And then obviously he made the team last year, made the 53 initially, was mainly a special teams guy. I've been hearing nothing but good things. Jesse said the same thing. People I've been listening to in training camp have said he's running routes really, really well and he's looking smooth. Which
He's
is
still got
kind
hands of stone. That's the problem. He's got hands of stone. So, I mean, the tight ends, they are a much of a muchness, as in not Ertz, but the other ones, if that makes sense. The other guys, obviously, Ertz is by far the best one we've got, but the other ones there's not much difference between them.
Yeah.
As in receiving wise, I'm on about. Obviously, we know our guy who's always there. What's his name? The blocker. We know how good he is. Bates, yeah. We know how good he is as a blocker. But for me, it's kind of like I'm looking for that kind of receiving threat that we can have that can help out Ertz. That's my only slight concern, because I just don't think you can't rely on him to be healthy for 18, 19, 20 games. You know what I mean? He did it last year, but it's the first time he's ever done in his life. So you're hoping lightning strikes twice there. Do you know what I mean? I just think Stinner's got to be the guy to step up for me. I just don't think Turner or the other guy you mentioned, Yankoff, I just don't think these guys are good enough to get real minutes on the field and actually produce. Do you know what I mean? Like, it might be okay in camp and those type things, but it's different level, man. Different levels.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. Yeah, I agree. I think tight end were weak, and I don't think people would say probably not weak. We've got one of the best blocking tight ends in the entire NFL, which is
and you've got one good receiving one.
Bates.
Yeah.
But that's it. But like you say, and I agree with you, you need to have a tight end that's you're not going to know what play we're calling, run or pass, and you're going to have that or the person who can do all the blocking, but also can do the catching and run the routes, which is what you want to happen. But at the same time, it's probably one of the hardest positions to play, because you've got to learn all the offensive lineman kind of playbook as well as everything else. It's it's a really difficult position.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that goes into it. That's why I think Jesse mentioned
everything else.
Yeah, I think Jesse mentions takes 2 to 3 years as a rookie to come in and actually start producing at the top level, unless you're like, one of those insane guys that hits the ground running. But most guys don't really hit the mark until 3 years. But I just need Sin to step up a little bit more. I just need to see. I know it's only a second year, but I need them to be ahead of the game a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I need them to set up here. That
I think
I'm going to know that if Hertz goes down, that he can come in and do it. Do you know what I mean? That, or even if Hertz survives the whole season, but next season you probably want Sin to be number one. See what I mean? So, that's why I'm looking at that kind of big improvement from him.
I agree with you. I think we need to look at the 2024 draft class, if I'm being perfectly honest. I really do. I'm now looking at this draft class and thinking, absolutely great, we hit on Jaden, no problem. That's amazing. That's the one thing that you can say, yeah, we've nailed. But outside that, what exactly have we got from that draft? And I don't want to be rude to AP or to the coaching staff or the scouting team, but I'm looking at this and there's dudes on this roster who need to step it up and need to make sure that they're off being injured. I mean, again, who didn't travel to the joint training practice? John Baptiste, there's one. Marcus Mariota, okay, yeah, fair enough. He's apparently dealing with some sort of leg injury, a strain. Cosme, for obvious reasons, is on the PUP list. Terry, the same, on the PUP list, and obviously has a contract dispute. Jordan McGee.
Yeah, man, this guy's
another one. Man. That's 2. And then Noah Brown as well. We know he's had his injury struggles and he's being brought in. But if we look back at that draft class, I mean, Newton. Came in injured, will step up, looks a good player.
I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about
you. Too. Neither am I. Jordan McGee. I mean, come on, man.
Well, yeah, he can't stay healthy, can he? That's his problem.
Cannot stay healthy. Who else did we get? Sam Rastil, fine, perfect. That's a great draft pick. But then outside of that, it's like Ben Sinnott. We don't know what we're
Exactly.
going to get
You
out of
don't know
Ben
what you're
Sinnott.
getting yet. Exactly. You don't know what you're getting yet. And
And you're thinking, hang on, you were was he a second round pick or was he a
yeah, it was
third?
one
I
of
can't.
didn't we have three second rounders
I think
that
so.
year?
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Bushrill, Sinnott, and
Newton.
Newton. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just think, hang on a minute, mate. What's going on here? And then Hampton, no idea.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying he took some steps, Hampton. So I'm hoping that he can actually show up and, I say, get some minutes on the field and see if he can do it. You know, that's the other thing you don't know about some of these guys because he just never had the chance. Hampton was always one of those healthy scratches, wasn't he? Like most of the
He
season.
so he's
So
down as he's down on a third on the depth chart here, and I'm like, come on, third on the depth chart as a will linebacker. I mean,
yes,
yeah,
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, Scott G. But the thing is, as well, is that we were that bad that we could have picked 6 players and could have been on our starting team. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
You know,
agree.
I
And
understand he's saying having 3 stars in 2 years in year 2 is successful. Now, normally for a mid to above average team, yeah, okay, I get it. But for when you're shite, you know, when you're like second, when you're picking second overall, that team has got a lot of holes. You've got to hit more than 2. You've got to hit
yeah,
more than 2 or 3 out of those
Luke,
7 or 8 that we had. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Luke McCaffrey's another
again,
one,
you don't know what you're going to get. At the moment, he's
and
still learning the position, and it's hard going for him. You know,
it
he
is.
comes out with some nice moves, and the next minute, some awful stuff. So
And I'm not bagging on the draft class. I'm not bagging on these players. I just need to see a bit
we
more.
need to see something. Yeah, we need to start. I mean, I
And
understand it's
that's
hard to get in the team when you're playing well. You know, it's hard to take out a player that's playing well and you're not to give you an opportunity. I understand that. You know, let's say we went we were 1 game away from the bowl last year, so you got to see it from that angle as well. But I just want to see because there's definitely holes here. You could think these guys could, if they were any good, they could make that their own. You know, there's not like a superstar in front of them in most positions. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
agreed.
and also as I'm saying, like Sinnott, he's got to be licking his lips, saying this is the year. This is the year. I know we mentioned before. It's only year 2 for him, and he's still learning the game. I get it. But the thing is, like, you need to see more than just some false starts. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I need to see when I see him on the field. No false starts, bro. You know, the basics first. Yeah, catch the simple pass. You know what I mean? Those ones. But yeah, I mean, who else did we get? We got McGee as well, and then we got Baptiste in the 7th, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Anybody in the
McGee,
6th?
Hampton.
Hampton. Okay. Yes. And again, everyone's going about how good Baptiste is going to be, but the thing is, he's hurt as well, isn't he? It might not be a bad one, but it's
Yeah, I mean it is a bad one. I don't think that's
we
true, Scott
expect, man.
G. You've got to expect
Man.
more.
We
I think
expect
the problem we've
because
had historically in this franchise is not down to Adam Peters or
we've been awful. We've got holes galore.
regime.
You know,
Previous
going into
regime.
2024. I mean,
Oh, mate, I get that, but what I'm saying here is down to the previous regime. This is the problem. The problem was Ron Rivera's draft picks. Look back, there isn't a single first round draft pick in this team,
no.
which is shocking.
How many did he have? 5. Did he have 5
Four,
years? Or was it 4 years run?
It might even been less than that. Actually, it might be 3.
4 drafts or whatever.
Think about it. Let's go back to who picked Forbes.
Well, his very first one was
Jamin Davis, Chase
Young.
Young, and Dotson. So there's 4. Yeah, there's 4.
Yeah, so he's had 4 drafts,
and all 4 of them
all
gone.
first rounds have sucked. Cosme's the only guy still left, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
From his drafts, besides like these random 7th rounders or whatever.
Quan Martin.
Okay, Quan.
I'm trying to think who else is actually on this roster that Rob.
I don't even think there's many more than that. I think there's less than 5.
Yeah, I think you probably.
I was holding not just first round, there's everything.
Did he pick Percy Butler? I think he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't look good. Basically,
less than 5, man.
Out
of how many?
And that's why.
Picks?
Yeah, something.
On
like
average, 25 picks, something like that, over 4 years.
And that's why we are struggling and putting 1-year deals on veteran players. And then everybody else in the team thinks, well, hang on a minute, why can't we pay all this money? That's your reasoning. That's your reasoning behind it, because we're in a win now mode with a rookie quarterback, and we're trying to put a band-aid on what we can do. And it will hopefully it'll work again, and lightning will strike twice, as you said before. But it's difficult. I'll go through some.
We're asking a lot. Like, I mean, I know we're asking
We
a lot
are.
about these rookies or the second years now as they are. We are asking a lot of them. But the thing is, though, is that if you want to get in this team and to be better than what you were last year, because let's face it, we overperformed last year.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you got to see it like that. We overperformed last year. And I think there will be a slight drop off, even though I think we have got better in certain parts of the team. I think the O-line, when they're all for full strength, I think is better. I think it's better than it was last year. But I think the DB room is a lot better. So there's, we've definitely upgraded in certain areas. I think it's just a case of, so you're hoping that some of these guys can come through when they get their shot. But we'll have to see how it goes, man. See how it goes, but fingers crossed.
Agreed. We'll go through some notes that we got from training camp. Obviously, training camp wasn't. I think there was a stream or it was on a radio. I don't exactly know how it goes, but you're not allowed apparently to film the practice. Now, people have kicked off massively about our beat reporters saying you didn't tweet anything out, you were crap. But from when I listened to John Kime's pod earlier on today, he was saying no. Basically, if you take your eyes off the field, you're going to end up missing a play, because the way they set it up was like our number one defense against their second string offense, and then vice versa, our number one offense against the second, against the defense. That's how they set it up in 11 on 11. So you had them on pitches next to each other, like back to back, because it was only a 1 day, obviously, joint practice. Now, things that came out from the practice, DQ said in his presser, if you were at the joint practice playing a lot, you would not see the players on the field in the preseason game. So do not expect to see Jaden Daniels even take a snap. He will not be on the field. It looks like we are going with Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman as QBs. It was hard to win down the field, Kime said. No deep threat without Terry and Noah Brown. And the wide receivers were not getting enough separation, which obviously can
to be expected. I've tweeted this out, and also I've mentioned it before. Peters will find out that he needs Terry when he sees these spring practices, when he realizes his wide receivers can't get open because they're all out of places. It's all out of place. So, wide receiver ones, our wide receiver two up against their CB1, stuff like that. It just doesn't match up well throughout the whole receiving core. So, for me, it's kind of like to be expected. We just weren't going to. I mean, they've got some good corners as well. Do you know what I mean? They've got some good players on the back end. The Patriots do, and
I know. Is that
we struggled to get separation?
I'm hoping my audio is a little bit better. Can you hear me all right?
It's fine, man.
Yeah, just Will's there said, is my mic on? It sounds a little weird. Thank you, I appreciate it, Will, because what it's doing is, since I got this new webcam, thank you, Scouse, by the way, it's defaulting to the mic on the webcam. So sometimes you just have to make sure I flick it on there. So apologies if it's not come through very well. So I apologise for that.
Yeah, but Scott, he says, go look at the Ravens draft. They have two guys that are currently listed as starters, depth chart, their first two second picks. The thing is that they've been a contender and deep in the playoff team for years.
5 years plus, yeah.
Yeah. So
one of the best defenses.
We were like fucking Cleveland Browns 2 years ago, mate. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real. So there's definitely a lot more gaps on our squad than there is on the Ravens squad. So, it's.
Thank you. Yeah,
I'll take that with a pinch. To be honest.
Yeah. So there's a couple of skirmishes. One where Mike Vrabel got bloodied. I don't know how that worked out, but he was at the bottom of the pile. I mean, people weren't. They were told no fighting, but obviously, fighting is inevitable, isn't it? When you've been, at training camp and you were going against other players.
I don't understand though why there's fighting.
Excuse me.
Because there's not. Like, if you're going to play the game on Friday, would there be that many fights on the field?
No.
No, you might get one if you're lucky, like a proper one. You had about 3 or 4 over this practice. So why did we lose our discipline? Same with them, actually, not just us. It wasn't just our fault. But why are we losing discipline there? And Vrabel shouldn't even be involved in that at all. Like, what's he doing? He's 50 years old. He shouldn't be getting anywhere near those guys. I know he's probably thinks he's a hard lad because he was ex-buddy, whatever position he was. Can't remember now. Maybe a back, I can't remember. But, thinking he's a hard man. But I do think that actually helped his team because the players all love him now for that already. Even guys who have maybe not known him before, or he's got everyone on his side instantly just by doing that. Even though he got cut and stuff, because it's we're in it all together. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to live it with you, not just talk to you about it. I'm going to live it with you.
It's a good way of bringing people on, isn't it? Definitely.
So I get it. So I do get why he did it, but I just think at the end of the day, mate, you're the coach. You know what I mean? You're not the what you call it, the bruiser or whoever it is, the goon that you bring in from when you want someone to have a fight on a hockey match. You know what I mean? In a hockey game. You know what I mean? Like you're bringing in Vrabel to start knocking people out. You know what I mean? So for me, man, it's I think Vrabel should stay out the way of all that shit.
Yeah, so Will says Trey Henderson blocked Vaughn and was thrown to the ground. Then Will Campbell jumped on Vaughn. Punches were thrown. Vrabel's pulling guys apart. Yeah, fair enough.
There's a lot of fights. I think one of them was what's his name there? Tunsil.
Tunsil apparently through someone just kept going.
The back through all the way through to the cages, something at the back. Yeah, I mean, just block them all the way to the field.
Blocking him to the parking lot. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, and obviously that guy didn't like that. So I mean, I had Tunsil had a really good practice actually.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of coming on to. So Ertz was on a constant connection for JD5. Separation of footwork apparently has improved, which is nice to hear. The O-line, we'll go out how the O-line started. So as you said before, it was Tunsil at left tackle, Wiley at left guard, Badass at centre, Algretti at right guard, Connolly at right tackle. Algretti was overpowered throughout practice in a lot of number one-on-one drills. More fluidity from Connolly. Landry gave him a few issues, but he's getting better. And Tunsil was dominant, is what Kyle said. So,
yeah. I think both tackles played okay. Obviously Tunsil was a different level, and everybody the right side Connolly did okay as well up against. There's another guy as well. He's a really good pass rusher for them.
Landry was. He was struggling.
There's another guy as well. He was up against. I can't remember his name now, but they did mention him. Anyway. But he did quite well against them and picked up a couple of extra blitzes that weren't that kind of came into his space, but wasn't actually his man, if that makes sense. But he read it, so good IQ, good football IQ there. So that was good to hear. Didn't see it.
He's getting better. I think he's just going to take a bit of time. And don't be surprised, as we said last week, Scouts, that it'll be potentially that kind of a few snaps here, a few snaps there, almost similar to what we did with Lucas and Coleman last year. But doing it on the right side with Wiley and Connolly Jr.
Yeah, potentially it could work the same way. Just depends how bad Coleman's nicked up. Is he going to start? Is he going to be available? You know what I mean? All those things. Otherwise, you are going to see Wiley, I think, play left guard the way it's going. Normally, I'd say Alberti would be there, but obviously the way they were using Wiley in the first instance, you're probably thinking that maybe Wiley's better left guard than Allegretti is. Which obviously isn't hard, to be fair, but...
Hi, Marcus. Thanks for being with us, mate. Appreciate you. And running backs wise, Bill looked bouncy, looked good. Quick cuts, jump cuts, he looked good as well. All the backs looked good, is what they said. Von Miller still looks great in one-on-ones. He can still bend the edge. There's a few times he got loose, which is what you want to see, even from someone who's 36 years old. Frankie Louvu is going to be the guy as a pass rusher, is what Kyle was saying. He's going to be the guy, which is what you kind of want to see. Jonathan Jones had a good pass breakup. Yankoff looked good, fluid yet again. Sinnott needs improvement. We just talked about that before. And then corners-wise, Mikey was okay, but didn't stand out, but he did get a pick. Amos matched up against Diggs, was aggressive with the jam, which disrupted him. Completely overthrown ball with the timing being off from the jam. Lattimore looked good again with no issues in the cornerback room, and he was saying afterwards to reporters that it's about consistency and just doing it on a down-to-down basis. He's getting his legs back underneath him and trying to get fit. Carlin Viggers as well was another corner who was a undrafted free agent. We paid a lot of money to. I think it's $250,000 to sign him. He has good length, 2 pass breakups as well. but he's a developing talent. So I think his future is with this team. Where that is, probably practice squad, to be fair. But again, good depth that you can potentially call up if you need to later in the season to be on an active
Essentially,
roster.
I just think when you think of listen to Rico Street Scores, I think he mentioned about like both quarterbacks who came in. So May, some of Pat's team here. So May, and I can't remember this backup. I can't remember what it was, but both went like basically 9 for 12.
Ooh.
That's not great. That's not great on defense. That. You know what I mean? Like May went 9 for 12. So. And the other guy did, whoever came in after that, was very, very similar. So our defense didn't do much, to be fair, if you think about it that way. So yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Look, at the end of the day, it's a padded joint practice. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to go, oh my God, we're going to be like last in the league this year. No, it isn't going to be like that. But it's just a case of, yeah, if you're going to play, if you want to see your starters produce, you know what I mean? You want to see your starters not get
destroyed
or manhandled or whatever you want to call it against other teams, especially a team like the Pats, who were one of the worst teams in the NFL last year. You know what I mean? I know they've got some good players, but not a great team at this moment. And they shouldn't be doing they should not be doing really well against us, being honest. But he did. So
as Will says here, May and Josh Dobbs, that's who it is, was 22 for 27 combined against our first and second defense.
Yes, not good, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like
no.
So
5 incompletions, not ideal, is it at all?
I understand there's practice and there might be certain things that are schemed up and blah blah blah, and I get it. But like, if Josh Dobbs is killing you,
Yeah. I mean, that is
do you know what I mean?
A good thing.
Yeah, it's not great.
True, he's saying Garrett Wilson here looked like a prime Antonio Brown last year against us in joint practice. True.
Yeah, but Garrett Wilson's good though, and he's proven he's good.
Garrett Wilson is good, yeah, I'll give you that. And he's got a good contract out of it as well, but there you go. It is what it is. Can we just address the elephant in the room a little bit here? Can fans just stop freaking out, man? Please. I know you're getting there, Scouse, as well, about paying Terry. Terry. I have seen no end of idiocy on social media from some of our fan base this week. Thinking you just really need to take a step back and understand and realise what is actually happening here. It's not about Terry wanting 33 million or paying whatever he wants. Have a think about who's coming up outside as well. Who have we got to pay? If people ball out this season, what have we got to do? If you overpay for one player, then you overpay for the next player. They want more money, and we can't afford to keep doing this. Now, is it right that you're listening to the talking heads and understanding that AP's only offered 25 mil? I don't think that's the case at all. I think that's absolutely way off the mark. We don't know is the answer to what the question. We don't know what Terry's been offered. We don't know whether Terry's agent and Terry are willing to come down. But if he's wanting significantly more money than DK Metcalf, which is 33 million a year, he's not going to get it. He's just not going to get that money. He has to be realistic here as well. And I think in some ways, I actually think he's being selfish. I really do. And I'm not souring on Terry, not at all. But I think he's being very selfish in what he's doing. You finally have a quarterback where you're like, you know what? I've got a quarterback now. I've been through the shit. We're winning championships, as in we want to win championships and contend to win championships. And now I'm not budging. Is what it's coming across as. I'm not budging from that. You should pay me this money. Hold on a minute. I'm not saying take a team discount, but be realistic about what you're trying to do. There's one wide receiver who is over 30 years old or over, which is Tyreek Hill, and he got that deal when he was 28 and was probably a top 5 wide receiver at the time. Now you're looking at it and saying, well, hold on, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, people who are of a similar age to Terry.
Evans is 2 years older than Terry. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, but still 25 mil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, Mike Evans is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
But he's 2 years older than Terry. So
yeah, and that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I've been looking at this a little bit, and I just think Sutton's is I think made Terry lose a bit of his leverage. I do believe that. However, I do think he's a much better receiver than Sutton, by the way.
So do I. So I don't disagree with that. I think that.
Now, so that's going to be the floor. Let's face it, that's the floor. His kind of contract is the floor for Terry there. But realistically, if you think about it as the team, you could say, well, okay, Terry, we can't get you on a deal, but what we're going to do, we're going to tag you next year. And then what we'll do then, we'll tag you again. So we could tag him twice. And even with the 120%, which is like a 20% on top of the...
Yeah, that's right. On the second tag, yeah.
Yeah, on the second tag. That's still going to be...
Less than 33 mil.
29.5 mil. So that's the best he's potentially ever going to get. Because why would we offer more than what the tag could? Because you can cut him at the end of each tag. At the end of each year, you can go, no, we're not going to give you the tag. See you later. He can walk if his production's dropped. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
So why? So at the very worst case scenario for him and the team, he's going to get tagged twice. That's the worst case scenario for him because obviously he wants the longevity, the kind of the guarantees and all the rest of it. But at the worst case scenario, we're like, we'll just tag you and we'll tag you again, and you'll play on this year. And if you don't show up, well, then you won't get your year of eligibility. So then you're still in the contract with us next year anyway. So this is where the team could really play hardball with him, to be fair. So, and I think that's obviously for me, that's obviously the ceiling. Is that 29.5? You won't get any more than that because worst case scenario for the team is you tag him twice. You get his best 3 years of his career, and then let him go if he's dipping, or after season 1 or season 2 if he starts to dip. You know what I mean? You've got the option that every single year you can get rid of him. So this is where Terry's going to be stuck between, say, the Cortland Sutton floor and the tag twice ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, the tag on the second year would be over 30, but it's nowhere near the 33 million.
Yeah, because he's on 23 now or 24 now for this year. So it works out 29.5 a V or whatever it's called. So it's like that.
It's difficult because, and I just think fans need to just calm down and just, have a breath. Don't just freak out and start blocking people or kicking off on X. And I mean, some fans who we know are good people and love this team and love the player, but are too emotionally attached to a single player to understand the bigger picture. And that's all I'm trying to say is, what is the bigger picture? Because they're not looking at it and saying, Tunsil needs a deal. Debo will need a deal. What do we do with Payne?
That'd be an interesting one with Debo, because he'd be 31 next year as well. So,
I know.
So where's he going to be? What's his contract going to be?
Who knows? That's
and it depends on his production for 1 year with us. See what I mean? So his contract should be fucking really low. And it won't be, but it should be. Unless he is ridiculous this season, which I can't see. I think he'll just be what he normally is. 800 yards, maybe 3 or 4 TDs. That's probably the best you're going to get from Debo.
And I was with you a few weeks ago, mate, and when it was like, people saying, you should always look to what you're going to produce, not what you've done in the past, which I couldn't get my head around. Mm-hmm. And I still, to this day, can't get my head around, because you still have to think about your stats of what you've done before to when you're coming into a contract season. But at the same time, it's like, well, I get it. This coaching staff and this front office owe absolutely nothing to Terry McLaurin. They didn't draft him. They didn't get him here. They didn't get him.
No, I mean, they don't owe him. No, they don't. They don't owe him. And they haven't tied themselves to Terry, as you say. They didn't draft him. So I get your point. I think it's just a case of
happy mediums need to happen.
Could you really go into it with not having Terry in this team this year, even just for this one season? If you say we're not gonna tag him, we're not gonna do anything, we're just gonna let him play out his year, then let him go. He might not, first of all, one thing you're gonna get is the player's not gonna play. Yeah. Now I know people say he has to play, he's got to remain professional. No, mate, what he'll do is he'll fake injuries that he won't be able to play, or he'll go real bad for a little bit, about a bad form, because he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to get hurt. Yeah. So he's going to play it safe. He's not going to put himself through the mill. If he gets any tweak, I'm injured, I can't play. Yeah? You know what I mean? And that's just a fact of life, because those guys in the back of their minds going, well, actually, if I run through for this team, if I push myself through an injury and I hurt myself, then he's got no contract next year. Or he's got a very, very low contract. Whoever's going to sign him up, he's lost all his leverage because he's now injured. So as a player, you've got to say, I've got to look after number one here, which is unfortunately it's himself. And he does. I mean, I know you can say, well, then he's a diva. He's all this. He's all that. But the thing is, most players in that position, in this position, would do the same thing. And I don't mean receivers. I mean in general. You know,
You're not going to start, but I don't think you're going to start at risking game checks. I really don't think that is. The way around it is, as you say, injuries.
Yeah.
That is a way around things.
I've got a niggle. I can't play. See what I mean? It's just not right. And he'd be thinking, well, why should I put myself on the line? And you might say, well, he's getting his 20 odd million this year. Yeah, I get it. But athletes don't think like that. They think, if I get hurt, I've got no more contract. I've got nothing next season. I'm done. I'm going to get a ridiculously low ball offer. And that's me done. I'm not looking after my future generations. Because at the end of the day, that's what these guys are thinking of, not just themselves.
Of course it is. Yeah, of course it is.
About their parents. They're thinking about their grandkids, potentially, what's going to come through at some point. That's what they're thinking about when you're in these kind of corn. So, it's... I get it from the Terry point. I get it from the team point. And I think either way, you're going to have to just go, well, whatever it is. Whatever it will be, type of thing. If we sign him up, fantastic. I'm happy for it. I don't care if we have to pay a little bit over the top. But obviously don't enough to cripple us where we can't obviously sort out other contracts next season or in the off-season next year. So I understand getting that balance. But that's what I'm saying. I think the tag is where you're thinking at the highest.
Yeah.
Those numbers.
A 3-year, 28 a year on average, with high extension, with high guarantee.
65 year guaranteed. 65 not guaranteed.
Yeah, agreed.
I can prove myself right every time, but someone does eventually get hurt. Yeah, is that right, Scott? Yeah, that confirms that. As he gets older, he gets injured. Well, the thing is, mate, he's played through so many injuries, never missed games though. So, this is where it annoys me because fans should be supportive of the players that are on this squad, and they're not. You know what I mean? That's why I understand why some people are freaking out because they are genuinely supporting him. And there's other guys who will say, "I'm more of a realist," but the thing is, as I say, it's not your money. Within win now mode, there's loads of reasons why you could say I'm going to pay Terry, or there's reasons as well where you could say I'm not going to pay Terry. And AP is in a situation here. What does he do? And you're not going to get him on a low ball offer. I say you might get him on say this year's contract, whatever it is, and then you tag him at least one more season. You might not do it twice, depending on his performances, but. So you've gone for 2 years there. Well, some dudes, though, they don't play on the tag either. You've seen it before in NFL teams. So you tag me? I'm still not going to play on it. See what I mean? So either you tag and trade me, or we get a deal done. Most guys don't, very rarely, especially the ones on big monies, the bigger names, very rare they play on tags.
Agreed. I know that, but it's a saga. It just needs to come to an end.
It is, man.
I think I'll start getting worried if we get to pre-season game 2 and it's still not being fixed. That's what I'm kind of like.
Or at least a decision been made.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to give you the new contract, Terry. You're just going to play on this and that's it. Or we are going to get the contract's already there, offered, signed, sealed, delivered. Or we need to know as fans. We need to know either way. We need to know either way as fans because it's all well and good them knowing what they're going to do. AP's probably thinking, well, next year my first round pick is going to be a receiver. Okay, but the thing is, it's that doesn't help anyone right now in this bubble that we've got right now, which is us, with the fans, with the players who got cut on the current roster, and what we're going to try and do this season. So you need to get the fans back on side. And I don't mean you've lost fans, but you need to get everybody on the same page. At the moment, we're arguing with each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, you were arguing Scott G and Jesse don't really think much of what I'm saying. But those things, that's what's happening across the whole fan base, So
fracturing the fan base.
Yeah, exactly. So we need this to kind of settle down. So we need a decision soon, whatever it is. whatever way it's going to go, you make the decision, AP, and just let us know what you're going to do. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree with you completely. We've got to preview the Patriots game. So obviously we've found out basically the starting Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson. I mean, is there anyone that you're excited to see?
I'm terrified of those two.
Well, to be honest, I couldn't give two shits about this game.
Won't even get more than 14 points between them.
I couldn't care less.
Okay,
I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to stay up till like 12 at night to watch this. No.
Actually, no. Half 12 on a Friday night. Oh no, I'm working Saturday. Yeah, maybe not. But the thing is, yeah, who would I be? I want to see the fringe guys and the rookies. They're the guys I want to see. I want to see the Jalen Lanes. I want to see what he can do. You know, everyone's going on how quick he is. I want to see that speed. I want to see him take the top of the defense. I want to see stuff like that.
Madrano. I want to see what Hampton's
I want to see if he's sideline to sideline, like they say, and how bad his tackling is. I want to see all these things. So I want to see what they're all about, and that's all I'm interested in. I want to see these pre-seasons. I want to know.
Jesse says I might not even watch. Yeah, it's on. It's 7:30 Eastern, which is like that's like so on Friday nights. That's like midnight on Saturday morning for us. So I might give this a swerve.
As I say, and it's all going to be like the 90th guy on the roster type guys are going to be playing. You know, so
yeah. How good really is Colson Yankov? Do you know what I mean? Has he got hands, or are they made of concrete? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I want to see. That's what I want to see. The questions I've got on certain players, and plus just new guys, just the new guys that are there. That obviously not going to be first teamers. I want to see what these guys can do.
The international fan of the year is a fake fan, absolutely, mate. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, fake fans. Scott G doesn't even come over to Madrid like when we said we invited him, and he don't even come to DC when we go. You know what I mean? So it's kind of.
And just to think as well, I thought, was it 4 weeks till I fly, or is it 5?
Something like that.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's
4 weeks. Now, isn't it, actually?
4 weeks today. 4 weeks today. Yeah, 31 days, bro, and we'll be there. It'll be amazing.
Yankov has Dick Hands.
That'll be quality.
Yeah.
Dick Hands Yankov. There you go. Nice. I like it.
Well, you catch him with that as an STD. Probably not a lot.
Yeah, I want to see Rod. You're right. I want to see C-Rod. I want to see
we know what C-Rod is. I want to see Koski. I want to see the guys we've not. I don't want to see C-Rod doing the same old because he's not going to. You can't change. Never can't change his spots. He's not going to be a completely different back than what we've seen in the previous 2 years. So
James says, I heard Scott G won't attend a game until there's away segregation. So we had a bit of a set two on this on Twitter. I was like, no, you're wrong, mate. You know what I mean? It was back and forward. I get completely where you're coming from, Scott G, about secondary ticket markets, all that sort of stuff. But it's one thing I'd love to see. I would love to just have like a section where you can have dedicated away support, but I know it's not possible. I understand.
Well, it is possible. They just don't want to do it. I mean, because it's obviously alien to American sports.
It is. It isn't a thing.
That's why it will never happen.
No, I get that. Speaking of Scott G, mate, he was our fan question.
Jam Street, yes, Lane and Bill's all I came to see.
Agreed. Fan question that was our only fan question was from Scott G this week. He said, if Terry becomes a 30 million plus receiver that Scouse says he should be, what level of production does he need to provide this season? Will you be upset if he reverts to his career average of 5 TDs per season instead of double digits like he did last year with Jaden?
Well, I think obviously my numbers have gone down a bit from what I was saying originally about him. And I say because when you look into the tag option, I think that's where the max, what you're ever going to pay is going to be that. That's the max they'll ever pay. Because why would you pay more than that? It wouldn't make any sense to anybody. So okay, say if he did get signed up on a 30 million deal, like he says, even though it's not going to happen now, but okay, say it does. He's got to do something similar to last year. I mean, would you be happy if he went down to 5 TDs again? No, you wouldn't, especially if like Jaden's healthy. Yeah. You know, you wouldn't be able to justify it then. You'd be fuming. You would be upset because the production's gone down again. But it's a hard one because I
It's
say,
splitting. It's splitting
I
hairs.
expect,
It's hindsight.
yeah,
Here's my rose tinted
I
glasses, Scott.
expect,
Yeah,
I
it's hard,
expect
man.
if he's signed up and Jaden's fully healthy, I reckon they should be getting the same, if not more. And that's just natural, just because of the time and together, the chemistry and everything else that you would technically have. I know he's missed all the off season, but
And he had a slow start, to be fair, last season as well. As in, like, not
yeah,
JD.
Jaden.
As in,
Let's
like,
face it,
as in.
Jaden wasn't good for the first 3 games, really.
Well,
Only until the Bengals
no,
game.
but
You know,
we were saying for weeks, just why isn't he getting? Why isn't he throwing to Terry? Why isn't he getting schemed open for weeks and weeks and
I
weeks?
think you learn to trust him, haven't you? I think you got to learn to trust him,
Yeah,
even in the big
I
moments,
think you do too. I think
and he
you do
does now.
too.
He does. That's why I'm not bothered that Terry's, if he misses all off season, then is ready to go. No, week one. That doesn't concern me, even though he won't be truly match sharp. But how many guys are match sharp at that game? I mean, most guys don't play a game. The first teamers don't only play any games preseason. Yeah, the practices, you're missing out on those, which is important, I think. But it's not going to be the be all and end all, because the system's still the same. If it was a new coordinator, I'd be thinking, yeah, this is a problem. Even right now, I'd be saying it's a problem. But it's not right now at this moment.
Going back to the preview of the Patriots, because we don't really know what teams are going to play what. Obviously, how do you think the Patriots will do this year? Better team?
Yeah, I think they'll be better than. I think definitely better than what they were last season. But they have got a solid coach. No, he is well respected. He is a good coach. He did really well with Tennessee for a while until they went all Pete Tong at the end. Well respected coach. So I expect them to do well. They have got some good pieces there. It's not the complete team yet. They'll probably got another couple of years before they get to that. But they've got some good players on the defense. Now, especially they've got decent edge rushers. They've got Duggan at safety. You've got the corners.
Gonzalez.
So you got the corners that are really good.
Emmanuel Forbes over Gonzalez. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cheers, Ron.
Can you imagine it now? Can you imagine it now that you don't then trade for Lattimore, which means you probably get an edge rusher of some description in the draft, and then you're trotting out your three corners of Mike Sammerstill, Amos, and Gonzalez all on rookie contracts. Oh.
Yeah, would have worked quite well, wouldn't it, Ron? Thanks for that. I mean, that was the biggest mistake of all time. That, I think, because Gonzalez was just in your lap. You didn't have to go up to get him; he was there.
I know, it was mental. But
crazy.
Hey.
So
yeah,
but yeah, potentially Jesse, Debo will be 100% take targets. He will take some targets, sure, but I think we'll be on offense more. I think we'll have more offense anyway, so we'll have more plays.
Because of a better offensive line, as well.
Because we'll have better, and he wouldn't have to go deep all the time, or run for 60 yards himself. I think you're going to get more passes. You're going to get more target share into the receiving court anyway. So I don't think you'll see a big drop off in targets to Terry. It just depends when and where about they are, if that makes sense with the TDs and stuff. But
I agree with Scott G here, saying it has to be between 8 and 12 TDs. Yeah,
I think that's double digits. It has to be 10. I think if you're paying someone 30, then you expect 10 TDs. Especially when you've got a good quarterback. If you've got a shit quarterback, it's different. But if you've got a good quarterback, which we do, then yeah, I think that's the floor. Anything less, without any real mitigating circumstances, you wouldn't be happy with that. So, Dean hurt, Terry hurt, whatever. You know what I mean?
One last point I wanted to bring up was DAZN, who obviously cover Game Pass. What was NFL Game Pass before? DAZN have now taken this on. It's now back. Revamped for this year. Obviously, you can follow. It's basically for our US listeners and those around the pond. It's like Sunday Ticket almost, as you would call it. It's a cross between that and YouTube TV. On this, they've put their prices up again this year, and they've been absolute fraudulent bastards. They're now saying, oh yeah, it's £32.99 a month, which is fine. Increase from $28.99 last year a month for over a 6 month bit. But then we found out today, and me being one of them, and hundreds of other fans, there was £50 taken out of everyone's account.
So is that 50 quid a month then, rather than 30 odd, like you said?
I remember when we were sitting in a
I mean,
WhatsApp chat and we were talking
I've not
about
had,
it,
I don't have
and
the
we were,
zones.
do you not?
Um, I don't pay for the zone. So is there like different subscription packages within the zone?
No, that's what I thought it was. Is there like a
So it wasn't like
pro and a something else, and
yeah,
you know what I
yeah, you
mean?
might get like
Like a tiered
National League.
system.
I know National League can be on there as well, like soccer, part of the zone.
No,
Um,
it's not. You get boxing on DAZN as well. It's actually a really good platform. I'll be honest with you, it is a really good platform. But you don't get more like if you were paying more. So like, oh yeah, you can watch it on
yeah,
so many more devices or whatever.
yeah.
It's
Just one
just
fee. That's it for everything.
that's it. Yeah, and it's like there's your fee for Game Pass. Now they've said to every single person, yes, it's gone up, but it's $32.99 a month. And then it's like, well, okay, why are you taking 50 quid off everybody? Burrow's got it last week. I got mine today. 50 quid gone. And I'm like, hang on a minute.
Did you
What are
find
you
out
trying
why?
to do here? No idea. And then as soon as you go onto their website or you go onto their support chat, it's a call centre in India, as you'd expect. And it's like, you know what? Right, cheers for this. And then they tell you it's $32.99. And you're like, well, but you've taken more than you've asked for. So if you're out there and you're an NFL fan this side of the pond or in Europe, go and check your bank statements and make sure that you've not been overcharged. So
Yeah, James mentioned here in Germany, the zone are only billing in September. They're even
well,
billing
there you
now.
go. Interesting.
So looks
Interesting.
like the UK boys are getting dicked again.
It's 50 quid for the full menu rather than just NFL Game
Yeah, that's
Pass.
what we kind of asked, wasn't it? I was like, does include like all the football as well and the boxing rather than just the NFL?
No,
No.
It shouldn't do. So I mean, just check. Just check is all I'm saying to you. Friendly warning to anyone who's listening.
For James, it's
Go
going to be
and
60
check.
quid, isn't it? Let's face it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
think
there you
just
go.
pick and choose, mate. Oh yeah, Burrows, Hartley, they're loaded. Let's just charge them 50 rather than 35 or 34.
Yeah, it's a joke. But anyway, it is a joke. So cheers for that. I enjoyed spending the hour this morning on the support chat. Yeah, it was really exciting at 6:20 in the morning. What the fuck? yeah. But there you go. So
Yeah.
check your bank balances is all I'm saying for anyone out there who's got it. That just about does us, mate. Obviously, 12:30 football is back, which is exciting to see. We're nearly there, Scouse, a month away from game one and being back in the US, which is going to be awesome to go back and watch the team. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I cannot wait now. It can't come quick enough. Let's get through this pre-season with everybody healthy.
Have you heard some of these Giant fans giving it large already? Oh yeah, you don't know what's coming. You know, like mate, you're just shit, bro.
I honestly think they're going to be a better team
the defense
because of the defense.
Yeah, the defense
because
is
of
all
the
right,
defense.
man, they're gonna get a rude awakening, man. They're gonna get a rude awakening. You're not gonna get a JD5 who's still trying to get used to the NFL. He's gonna come out hot straight away, and they're gonna feel that pain. They're gonna feel that.
Or a bullshit flag on a fucking Austin Eckler run back on the first play, man.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we got off in the red zone, weren't we? When we played them first time, man, last year.
I agree with that, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse's
Who's still in charge there?
Dayball. Joe Shane.
That's all it needs. Yeah. That guy's shocking. You know, they're not going to cut it, bro. They're not going to. Do
you know what? I actually think their defense
last year, but that was that. How was it going to be though? Being better than 3 and 14, whatever the fuck it was, 4 and 13.
I think they will significantly be better. When I say significantly, I think they could easily double their wins. I think Abdul Carter makes a massive difference on that.
So you reckon they get 8 wins from 4 last year? Yeah, I understand Denny Dixon on the centre, but to be fair, I mean, you know, are you scared of Big Russ at 35 or whatever he is now at his age? I'm not scared of Russ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, James, 100. Yeah, about that, mate. £185 or something. So that would be similar to in euros. Yeah,
it's about 150 quid, isn't it?
Something like that. About that. Yeah, about that. Yeah, similar.
That's only 3 months of 50, then, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think 7 to 8 wins. Honestly, is where I kind of see him.
I agree. Scott G. Jess is already picking us to get beat. I bet you on his weekly pickings, he'll pick them to beat us. I bet you.
Pessimistic Jesse pops back
He's
again.
back
They're going to
again.
have a very good. They're going to have a very good defense and rush. Paulson Adebo's awesome. Neighbours is going to be a good
I'm not
player,
scared.
as Rod said.
Are you scared of Wilson? Really?
No, I was against the Steelers, especially when we had our corners out there, and he looked up and went, "Oh, it's Benjamin St. Juice. Thanks very much."
Exactly. We messed up there. We had some shit players playing. I think we got better on the back end, so I think we'll be fine. All he's got is that moon ball, and you only get away with that once or twice in the game. Like he's not going to be able to do much, mate. He's fucking shite. I mean, Neighbours are different,
Dart.
but Jackson Dart won't be starting that game. He won't be playing.
No, I mean, what I mean is after probably week 5, he might be in. You know,
you also got Winston as well, haven't they? So I think that he played before Dart will play. But I could definitely see Dart playing this season though, because I don't think Jan's going to do much. I think he's better than what they were last year, but that was not hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard to be how bad they were last year. So, you know, we know Day wasn't his last year of his deal. Like, yeah, he's on the hot seat big time. Like, he's going to be gone if they don't do anything.
So's a GM.
Yeah, GM as well. Yeah, I just think, I say, I'm not worried about them at all. I know it's an division game and it's family business. I always say it. And that will be it'll be a tighter game, but it won't be. You know, I don't think in that game, we'll be stressing that we're going to lose it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we'll
the game. I think we'll be in control most of the game, so I'm not
asked. I'm not worried. I'm not worried either. There you go.
I think it's still. Right. Russ got to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So he's obviously been around and he's done bits. So I understand why people are scared of him or he's dangerous or whatever. But he hasn't been dangerous for a long time, to be honest. So since he left Seattle. Really? So I'm not worried about Russ at all.
Neither am I. And anyway, fuck them Giants. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. I mean, these guys have been giving it beans, man, saying, "Oh yeah." You know, some of the Giant fans are giving it large on Twitter at the moment.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, they see like a JD5 nice pass or something. They're like, "Yeah, wait till you get us in week 1, you'll find out all this shit." And we're like, "No, bro. What you're gonna find out is 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what you're gonna find."
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna find.
400 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
Cheers, easy. Walk off with a QBR rating of 106.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. Oh dear. There you go. All right, well that just about does us, mate. So yeah, anything else you want to add, Scouts, before we disappear? In closing, Scott G says there, is Terry signed by the next pod?
And the answer is no. I don't think he will be.
Don't, man.
No.
I'm going to say yes. Yes, he is.
Look, I think you got. I mean, you got a valid point to a certain extent. He's better with a defense and a running game. But the thing is, though, is that, I mean, do you think the Giants have got a really good running game? I know they got Cam Scatterboo now, who's a good running back, but is he going to be enough to kind of move the needle right now, like this season?
Who's the other back? Is it Singletary?
Is it Singletary again?
I don't know who it is.
He's okay, but he doesn't scare me. Scatterboo, I like Scatterboo, to be fair.
Yeah, I like Scatterboo too.
But so he could cause something, but I just don't think. I just don't think they're at our level, and I'm not even being arrogant with it. I'm just saying like that. I just think we're a better team than them, man for man. About 95% of their positions.
Yeah, it's Tyrone Tracy, Singleton, and Scatterboo.
Singleton or Singletary?
Singletary.
Yeah, see those. I mean, Scatterboo. You know, yeah. You got to account for him, but I'm not worried about the other two. Tracy's okay. Tracy had a good game against us last season, didn't he? Tracy had a good game against us last season, but again, those guys don't scare me. Neighbour scares me. No, he's that good, but I just don't think Russ is that good anymore. So
there you go. Russ is washed. You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we'll be back at the same time next week, guys.
Everyone who's watched him for the last couple of years knows that he's not the same player. So
thanks for being with me as always. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you. Enjoy the pre-season, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.